Yeah, Green Lantern.
That's a great costume.
You like it, right?
Yeah,
it's
so well done.
My wife thought of her costume last night in like 2 minutes. I don't know if you saw it. She wore the poop emoji full-length pajamas that I got for Christmas a couple years ago. And we used the label maker to make a sticker that says, "Hello, my name is 2020."
Yes. That's good.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
I had to because obviously I don't have a headset today. Is it bad?
It's cutting out a little bit, but not bad.
No, it's not too bad.
Yeah. All right. The situation, I mean, I'll put the headset on in a few minutes, but the situation is, I'm that guy who upgrades phones like every 5 years.
Yeah.
So I upgraded my iPhone. And hey, there's no headphone jack anymore.
Yeah.
And I wasn't thinking of Trekcast when I selected my new phone.
Ah, jeez.
How could you not?
Shame on me. So I went out and got the stupid adapter so that you can use the headphone jack through the lightning cable, and that's fine. But then you can't charge the phone while you're using the headphone jack. So I was like, that's all right, I'll just remember. And I didn't.
Oh no. So what you're saying is your battery is dead.
It's not dead, but I walked out. It will
be.
Yeah, I walked out to the car and it's at 30%. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna blow through that on the.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna leave it plugged in for a little bit, and then I'll check the status. And
it works fine for now. It doesn't sound bad.
It's fine.
Yeah. I don't
but it's just for the effect. I'll just wear it just for the.
Fair enough.
Well, it seems like we've got the audio issues on my end all taken care of. If I sound clear to you guys, then great. I can barely hear myself back into my own headphones, which is actually good. Yeah, I can tell that I'm talking, but I'm not getting any buzzing or clicking or anything for the first time in months. What'd you say? Because you were cutting in and out.
I said that's fine. Nobody wants to hear you.
Yeah.
You.
Nice.
That's right. See, that'll be the problem with the way you're doing it right now. Is if someone's talking and you try to talk, your mic isn't going to want to do the pickup because it's wanting to play out the speaker. So just keep that in mind.
All right.
Yeah.
That'll be the only bad problem.
What you're saying is it'll be like a presidential debate?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, exactly. All right, let's get going.
So how was you guys' Halloween?
Oh, no, I'm playing some music.
Oh.
We got an opener.
Oh, we got an opener. It's November now.
Yeah, I know. It's November, not September.
Yeah.
We got to play some happy music. We got to have happy music because this last week's episode was all about the people of Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, where was Will Smith? I thought he was supposed to be in this one.
No Will Smith.
Oh, space. The final frontier.
Sir, the Federation does have enemies. We must seek them out.
Yes. That's how it starts.
If we're all here, we're Trekcast.
Okay, I tried to make that as sweet as clean. I couldn't do it with my hands there. Sorry. Just trying to make that clean.
Yeah, close enough.
Yeah. And I saw him starting to hook up his headphones and all that, so I thought, ooh, let's play this and get this right to where we can't hear his sound of everything moving around while that's playing. But I stopped it too soon. And yeah.
Chad.
What?
Chad, your voice. It's smooth like velvet.
Ah, is it better?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of...
All right, you ruined it.
Are you gonna play some Celine Dion now with that voice?
I could. I don't know. I didn't do anything different with my voice. It's just me. I sound better when I'm fully ensconced into your ear instead of over them.
Which Hollywood square was Shadow Stevens in? Because I need to adjust my screen so that
when you move it around, we get on one side or the other, and it screws you up, huh?
That's it.
Yeah. Well, I can't do that on mine. See, now that I think I've told you guys through Messenger, but I don't think I've said anything on the show yet. But the setup in here is constantly evolving and changing, right? And so now I've got this big 24-inch monitor right below the camera. So when I'm looking at you guys and I look up and I look down, hopefully it's not this constant, like this. Everybody's seeing me from the side. Now you're right in front, right? And so then eventually what will happen too is I'll grab it real quick. We've got a whole setup coming.
I like when Chad plays show and tell.
Yeah.
It's good times.
Yeah.
What does he got? What is this? It's a box?
This will be the computer that runs the show as opposed to the little
what is that?
laptop. There's nothing in it right now. It's just a case.
Okay. All right.
Glass opening for it so that you can see inside of it. And I've got the motherboard coming, and I'm going to, once I get the size on the inside all squared out, I'm going to 3D print a warp core to put in there with LED lights.
Oh,
sweet. Sitting about right here. And you'll be able to see all of it behind me as we do the show. It'll be cool.
Very cool.
All right. So are we all...
Do we think that'll actually happen, or is we...
I don't know.
And now I can hear what you're saying. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can stop talking about it. So do we all do show and tell, or just Chad? I'm trying to look around to see if I have any... I have this. I have an old Nutri-Grain bar.
There you go.
Oh no!
What flavor?
It's
strawberry.
Strawberry.
Nice.
Yeah. So if you guys hear this, what do you got there?
Little metal Adam Warlock.
Nice. Nice.
Okay. I got some. Got some gloves.
Nice.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on, I'm in the door now.
Nice.
I'm in the door now.
Man, all kinds of things.
Ketchup
packets.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I found in my daughter in her car, because she got a car here a couple months back finally.
Yeah.
I found in her middle console, she's got a whole bunch of these mayonnaise packets from Chick-fil-A. They're just in there in case she needs extra mayo on her Chick-fil-A. It's like, honey, I think those go bad if they sit in your car for a while. They do.
Especially in the sun.
Yeah. But no, we're going to do show and tell like that. I've even got, without even having a motherboard, a hard drive, a processor, power supply, or anything inside of that, I went ahead and bought this mouse and this keyboard that match. They light up. They've got little LEDs inside of them.
Yeah, so, but I mean barbecue sauce.
Okay, shit.
You guys realize show and tell is going to be the episode name now. We've already got it.
I do love how you come up with the episode names. I'm always waiting to see what is Daniel going to call this show and what graphic is he going to use. It's always great.
What'd you call it last week? I can't remember.
Happy Meals.
Happy Meals. I remember showing my wife. Yeah.
I mean, we do love to eat. So
yeah, it's always about food, and of course, I'm talking about computers, and you guys are bringing up, barbecue packets. But anyway, so a couple things I want to talk about. Last night with Halloween, I got a little sad.
Oh yeah,
I got a little sad. I am not one who cries pretty much ever. My kids joke the last time they saw me cry was when I dropped the MacBook Pro in the driveway. That was 6 years ago. Yeah, that made me cry. Yeah. $2,700 laptop and you drop it in the anyway.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna cry.
Yeah.
But I got a little emotional last night because it was Halloween, and I had a total of 8 kids by the time I had to shut the door. We put candy out in a bowl outside. Yeah. We had the door open, but the glass door, to the front door shut. We put a sign on it saying "Take as much as you want," and we had a total of maybe, I might even be over exaggerating, 8 kids. And at one point, this mom came up to the door with her 2 little girls, just the cutest little girls ever. They were probably like 3 and 5, little princess outfits, and they had a mask on. And the mom had a mask on. And I waved and I smiled and I said, "Happy Halloween," told them they looked pretty, all that great stuff.
Yeah.
And when they walked away, I started bawling. I couldn't help it. I just started It just really impacted me last night. I don't know. Things aren't normal, and they're not going to be normal for a while, and it just depresses me.
I get it. I totally get it. This occupies a significant amount of my time thinking about this stuff, and it does bother me. It really bothers me. We got, you know what? I think we got like one person. We put the bowl out, but we didn't watch the bowl. So, when my wife brought it in at the end of the night, she did a quick count, and she said, I think we got like one person.
Yeah.
And it's not like they didn't know. There's a 13-foot inflatable marshmallow man.
Oh, nice.
In my front yard.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's obvious, we have the orange lights up, and, it's obvious that this is a house that celebrates Halloween. But, my son didn't trick or treat.
Right.
We went down the block to his grandparents' house, and they tossed candy from the porch. Mm-hmm. And he and I caught the candy. And it's, I was laughing and smiling and stuff for him, but on the inside, I'm like, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This sucks.
Yep.
Yeah. Some of my cousins in California, they did Halloween piñatas for their kids. Yep. So they dressed up and filled it up, and they beat the crap out of a pumpkin or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they did instead of trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
But
on top of everything else, this was the first year in 18 years that I didn't go trick-or-treating with my kids, not because of the coronavirus, because I was going to let them go if they wanted to, but because they're too old.
Right. That's also why you were emotional, isn't it?
But you know what, Chad, as a dad, I know you understand this, especially having kids that just aged out of it. But when you're younger, you feel like, there's definitely like time dilation depending on how old you are.
Yep.
And as an adult with children, you quickly realize that you have a finite amount of time.
Oh man.
Where they are young, and when they are excited by certain things and willing to do certain things. And you may get the first few years they don't really trick or treat because they're too little. Mm-hmm. And then when they get to about 16, 17, or 18, they don't do that. So I mean, you really have 15 Halloweens maybe.
Yeah.
On the top end. And this one
with one,
this one's right down the crapper.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then last year it was pouring, so he didn't go. So it's like this kid is 8 years old, and 2 years in a row he hasn't gone trick or treating.
No, we go in the rain. It's almost always around here. It's mid 50s and it's misting, and of course it's dark.
If it's misting,
almost always is, and we go.
That's one thing. I'm talking about it was pouring.
Yeah.
Downpour,
you don't want to do that.
Yeah, no. When your costume is melting off of you.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No, that's not fun. Doesn't matter how much candy you get because it's ruined. But no, and then the other weird thing, it's like I'm looking at that bowl at about 9:30. I'm like, well, I should probably bring that in. And Trisha's like, well, why don't we just throw it away? I mean, it was half full, only half. I mean, we didn't put that much out.
Yeah.
But we wanted kids to take it. I'm kind of like, yeah, I guess maybe that's probably the smart thing to do is just throw it away. And so we had to throw it away. We had a bunch more candy inside, so I wasn't too sad, but it was just kind of this weird thing. I just went out there, grabbed the bowl, throw it in the trash can. It was just.
Did you guys dress up for Halloween?
No, I didn't. The closest I ever get to cosplay or dressing up is right here. It's sports ball day.
Right.
KC, and it's also KC. So
right.
That's the closest I get, but
I have a tan jumpsuit with my name on it and the Ghostbuster patch on the sleeve.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've done that several years in a row. It's really easy to just throw that on, zip it up, and go. So I did that. I didn't want my son to be the only one dressed up. So
do you play the music while you get dressed?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No.
Wait, which version of the theme song? The original or the Ray Park Jr.?
Oh no, we're talking about we're talking about if you're gonna put that on, you better be playing some BB Key soul music. Get
there you go.
Bow chicka bow bow.
Oh snap!
No.
I dressed up as I had a king outfit, but then I also had
I saw that.
Yeah,
that's
awesome.
A tiger's mask.
Yeah.
So I was the Tiger King.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yes. I went down a rabbit hole last night on Twitter, and I came across this list of the top 25 worst Halloween outfits that you can't explain until after they tell you what they're supposed to, like you have no idea what they are until they just come out and tell you. And there's some of the worst things in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a total rabbit hole. But no, your outfit was awesome. The King, that was cool. I had no idea you were going to do Tiger King. That's good.
Yeah.
Carol Baskin.
Mm-hmm.
That bitch. If I had my shotgun, I'd pick it up and say, that bitch, Carol Baskin. It's over there now. I had to rearrange this room a little bit. But anyway.
And it was also my birthday. So
yes.
Happy
you
birthday.
are officially
thank you.
a 40-something.
Yeah. Officially
so
now.
you've now joined the crew. All three of us are in our 40s. So there you go.
Yeah.
So,
You're old. Congratulations. You're old.
Yeah. Thank
You're
you.
halfway there.
I'm halfway there. Living on a prayer.
Living on a prayer. Oh, I wish I had that queued up. That'd have been perfect.
Yeah. But we, we just got together as a family and pizzas from Chicago that I ordered in.
Yeah, how'd that go? I was going to ask you how that went. They come in frozen?
Yeah, they did come in frozen.
Okay.
Big giant cooler. It was kind of pricey for what it is, but worth it.
Yeah.
As sometimes treat. And they cooked really well. You thawed them overnight and then put them in the oven, and it was great. Huh. And I still got one more left, and we're gonna save it for Christmas.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Not that far off.
Yeah, really not. So why not?
Yeah. 40 some odd day or 57, 58 days, something like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So my dad's like, we won't cook on Christmas. We'll just heat that up, and we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 2020 was pretty shitty.
Yeah.
We're not over yet.
So it still is.
Well, next week's gonna get worse.
But something kind of amazing happened the other day.
Yeah.
I sat down, I grabbed the remote. I watched a brand new episode of Star Wars. And when
I saw that.
And when it was done, I watched a brand new episode of Star Trek.
Yeah.
Just kind of flipped right over, and that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
So of the two, you watched Star Wars first, huh?
Yes.
Traitor.
No, you saved the best for last. Come on now.
Whatever you got to tell yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't think there's any way to sit and say which one was better, honestly, because I do enjoy Mando quite a bit. I do actually enjoy that show. It is a straight up sci-fi Western. That is all it is. Every episode is a new Western. That's what it is.
I was telling my wife about it, and I was saying that, I know I said this before, but this is a straight up Western. This is a Star Wars Western, right down to when he's right. What's that?
Down to Timothy Oliphant is in it.
Yeah, who always plays a sheriff.
The marshal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That guy's in a ton of Western stuff.
He not only plays. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's all right. Go ahead.
He not only always plays a lawman of some kind. He's even taken to in real life. He's so always in character. He can't help it. He walks around with a cowboy hat now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's just part of his. That's just who he is. That's who he's become over time. He is the lawman.
Even some of the classic Western tropes that we've seen 1,000 times, because it doesn't look like a Western, it still works. Like when he slowly rides his horse into town, and all the townspeople are going about their business, but at the same time they're giving him the side eye, saying, "Who's this stranger rolling into town?" And then he needs information, so where's he go? He goes to the saloon. Oh, well, you need to talk to our sheriff. And then the sheriff walks in. I'm the lawman. It was straight up a Western, but it works.
Yeah.
It works so well.
Yeah.
We're going to do this in front of the kid.
Yeah.
When he sits down to drink, he takes his hat off.
Yeah.
It's
kind of shocked Mando, but yeah.
But it's straight out of a Western.
Yeah.
Yep.
The one thing I will say though is I am proud of Star Trek for not succumbing to the Baby Yoda and coming up with their own Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
You know, because I guarantee that has been brought up. Let's make a cute alien that hangs out with Picard or whatever.
Isn't that Badgie?
Yeah, that's Badgie. That was Lower Deck's version of it with
That's
Badgie.
her answer to Baby Yoda as a murderous Badgie.
And that's perfect. That is absolutely perfect. I wish I had a couple of clips of Badgie that I could play right now. That'd be great because Badgie's awesome. But...
Yeah.
So no, in last week's episode of Discovery was a straight up Western with Saru and Tilly walking into the bar at the local town. I mean, there was spur clicking and everything. So it was kind of interesting. Last week's episode and this week's episode of Mando, they kind of have some similarities there from that standpoint.
Yeah.
Obviously, this week's episode of Discovery, People of Earth, is vastly different. But
I like that we're 20 minutes
shows.
in and we haven't even done the news yet.
No,
That's
we haven't
all right.
done
I
the
don't
news.
care.
We haven't done anything.
Yeah,
All we've done is, and we've talked more about Star Wars than anything else. But okay,
well, I have to be me though. I have to nitpick the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Because after watching the new episode, I started over watching the old ones with my son.
Oh, did you?
And yep. And in the first season, when he meets the Sand People, he's using sign language to speak to them. And then in this episode, suddenly he speaks Sand People fluently.
Yeah. And it was irritating how much of that they did. It was just irritating.
You know, who's to say he didn't have some Sand People language tapes?
That's true.
Traveling around the galaxy.
That's true.
Means, hello, how are you, sir?
They need a scene like that where he's just in the Razor Crest and he's repeating back to the computer. And then the subtitles come up.
That was a perfect impression of that.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good.
Do it again. Yeah,
That's either one of those guys or it's a dying whale or seal or something. Yeah.
I do like the idea of sitting there with books on tape, just driving around.
But they have to have the subtitles along the bottom, like he's saying, "We would like a table for two by the window."
How do you get to the library?
Where is the bathroom?
Oh man.
Okay.
So what did you think? What did you think of that big reveal at the end of?
Boba Fett.
I had to Google who that was.
You did?
Well, I didn't recognize him.
It's not obvious that that's Boba Fett because it doesn't really kind of doesn't look like him, but
absolutely it looks like him.
Think so?
Hand in your nerd cards right now.
Yeah, well,
hand them in.
You know,
I'm a Trek fan, not a Wars fan. Over the two. If I have to choose, I'm Trek first, not Wars. So I mean, come on now.
Okay, all right, that's fine. You know what? You're wrong about enough Star Trek shit too. That it's fine.
I have to kind of play to the audience, right? I mean, come on. I gotta be wrong. I'm gonna be wrong all the time. I gotta be consistent.
There you go.
Okay, let's move on because I'm sure we'll talk about this some more when we get into the episode. But that's fine.
Sure.
Let's get into the news.
Attention all hands. It's time for Star Trek news.
Ooh. All right, getting into the news.
Yeah, so our first news story, there wasn't much news, but whatever. I found out some cool little tidbits. From Screen Rant, the headline is, Star Trek Picard's 7 of 9 relationship came from a Comic-Con. So they recently sat down with Michelle Hurd. She plays Raffi. And they were talking to her a little bit about Picard and, her experiences on it. And one of the tidbits that she slipped was how her and 7 of 9's relationship came to be. Apparently, at the Comic-Con, there was a photo taken of the two of them together just hanging out, and producers saw the two of them together and was like, oh, they look good together. We can put them together.
Oh, jeez.
And that's where that came from.
Okay.
So, whatever. To be fair, when I first saw the headline, I thought it was going to be like a fan asked if it was going to happen, but no. Literally, hey, the two girls look good together. Let's put them together.
You know how misogynist that sounds?
I know.
I mean, he might as well just admit it. I pictured the two of them together in bathing suits, wet in a hot tub.
Well, this is Michelle Hurd saying that's what happened. So,
now that I've thought that, I can't get that image out of my head. Okay.
Well, you can have alone time later.
Just have to work it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll work it out.
I won't pull a Jeffrey Toobin today on the show.
No, thank God. I don't need that. My poor virgin eyes. Our next story comes from StarTrek.com. And the headline is 5 Things You Should Know About Discovery's Dredge. Really, the thing about this is they have created a Twitter account for Grudge the Cat.
Grudge. Yes, they have. Yeah.
It's at Grudge_cat. Yeah.
It's pretty funny, actually.
It is pretty funny. I was reading some of them. One of the things that is slipped in this is he is an Aquarian space cat, and cat is spelled Catte.
What?
Yeah.
He's a what space cat? What's the first one?
Aquarian, as in water-based? I don't understand that, but
Aquarian
that makes no sense
that's
with
what
all
it
the
says.
fur on it. But hey, we did find out that when he made a reference to her being a queen, he means the cat, not that slime thing he rescued.
Right.
He actually does mean the cat. They talk about that in this episode.
Yeah.
The cat is an actual queen of her species, whatever. So.
Also, according to the Twitter account, Grudge's favorite song is Love Cats by The Cure. So there's that.
Love Cats by The Cure. Okay,
Yeah.
I have to. We have to.
Yeah.
Talking on
course. And my other favorite thing, clearly she is a fan of Michael Burnham and wrote on Twitter, not quite sure if the new human understands I'm in an Aquarius. I will vomit into her shoes.
That's funny. Here's the song.
Okay. This is Grudge's favorite song.
Grudge's favorite song. I have no idea what the song is.
You would have thought it would have been Stray Cats Breath.
Yeah.
That would have been better.
I kind of like it so far.
Or Paula Abdul opposites track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm done.
Yeah, we're gonna get a copyright strike. So.
And we would deserve it.
Yeah. We would also get a please take this down. No one wants to hear that.
Yeah. And our last news story comes from comicbookresources.com. And the headline is Star Trek and Amazon teaming up for a month-long celebration in November. So this is the big push to sell you things on Amazon, Star Trek things. Basically what they're doing is if you buy certain items, you will also get free digital comics. There's different digital comics they're giving away, including Star Trek Picard Countdown #1, Discovery Aftermath #1, and Star Trek Year 5 #1. So enough to get you hooked for you to keep buying those digital comics.
1 out of the 3 you don't need.
Yes. Yeah. Looks like a lot to buy to get that is different DVD collections, including Picard Season 1, Discovery Seasons 1 and 2, and things like that. It'll be clearly labeled as November unfolds and they push the Star Trek merchandise.
Nice.
Yeah. That's it.
Kudos to them for trying to do something different on the merchandising front because they suck at that. So
yeah, they do need to catch up. So
they got to do something because they suck on that. So
yeah.
I don't know why it's so damn difficult not just to make a whole bunch of collectible ships. I mean, themselves.
Well, they do. Eagle Moss does that pretty regularly.
Yeah, but I mean, I understand that, but the way they go about doing that, the way that they release them, and I don't know, it's just not.
It's complex.
It's not
description.
It's far more complex than it needs to be.
Exactly. I mean, guess what? Christmas is 2 months away. We just talked about that, right? How come we don't see 15 different holiday ornaments coming out from Hallmark of all the ships, right? I mean,
funny you say that. I was out with the girl last night. We actually went into a Hallmark store.
Yeah.
We were walking around the mall, and they had a ton of Star Trek holiday ornaments.
Do they? Okay.
Yeah. I took pictures of it. I will post them in the group because I thought this might occur. So.
There you go.
So you imagine that Chad might say a whole bunch of things
Well, that's
dead
wrong.
Be
And
dead
he
wrong
can
about
disprove me right there on the show. Man.
No.
This is all this guy does is just find ways to put me down.
No, we were out and she's like, wow, you really do like Star Trek, as I'm taking pictures of it. And I go, no. I go, look, no. Yes, but it's for the show.
Yeah.
As
he turns
For
and takes
show.
one of himself with the ornaments.
And, I handed her the phone and said, get me with them. Yeah.
We can do a lot of things now for the show.
Right. Indeed. Yeah.
I did see news related. I did see a comicbook.com article where they did an interview with Doug Jones, and he makes several references to the fact that Discovery is in the future permanently.
Yeah.
He says it a couple of times.
Yeah.
So
good.
That's good.
Yep, I've got some little tidbits from the Will Wheaton show. I suffer.
I keep forgetting to watch that.
Yeah.
I forget it's even there.
You don't have to. Daniel watches it
Your
for us.
Your mind is saving you. It's letting you forget about it.
Yeah. Okay, so is that it for the news?
That's it for the news.
All right, let's move back into feedback.
Hailing frequencies. Open.
Okay.
Man, you got anything feedback-wise, Chad?
I do, actually.
All right, go for it.
If I can find it here. Voicemail. We got a voicemail that came in.
Oh, snap.
Wow.
I'm going to play it in a second. Hold on. Here's one.
Okay.
Oh, why is it playing through the...
I don't know. What did you do?
Headphones.
Pineapple. Yes, I said it. The best topping for pizza is pineapple.
Shut your mouth.
Gentry. Discuss. Thanks, guys.
That's Case.
Shut your filthy mouth, Case.
No.
Because you put up there, best toppings for pizzas. So you asked for it, Daniel.
Even E2, Case, E2. With pineapple.
What? What? He just what?
Instead of E2 Brute? Yeah.
Huh?
Here's
the other voicemail I got on the Trekcast hotline, by the way. I have to play this because it's just funny.
Hey, Chad, it's Brian with Home Depot Fencing, and I was calling you because you inquired at Home Depot about getting a fence estimate. If you're still looking for a bid, please give me a call.
Are you trying to get a new fence? What's going on?
Are you using the Kofi funds to fence in your yard? Is that what's happening?
No.
We do not approve of that, Chad.
Are we using the fence to build the wall?
Yeah, I'm building a wall. I am building a wall around my domicile. Fence went up on Thursday. It wasn't Home Depot that did it, but I think what I probably did was I don't want to give them my work phone number. I have no other phone number, so I thought, well, I'll give them my Google Voice phone number, and then just, oh yeah, that's also the Trekcast phone number. I turned that into the Trekcast phone number. Oops. So I'm sure he got a voicemail. He listened to my voicemail and then left it.
Anyway. So Zachary Thompson asked a pretty good question.
Yeah.
And he asked, when the Borg assimilate a telepath, do they ever use that drone to read other people's thoughts?
Huh.
Well, you would think they would, but I don't think they do.
Yeah, I don't think they do, but you would think they would have that ability.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Their whole thing is technology.
Yeah.
They're all about technology.
But they also say, like, we will add your organic and technological...
We will add your biological and technological distinctiveness to our own. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Huh.
You would think that they would, but they've never explored that. But I'm not sure how they would because of the way that just once you become a drone, I would imagine that telepathic ability is lost. That individual organic being cannot share that telepathic ability or empathic ability with everybody else because they're now one. That would they're all going to be the same, right? There's none of them that are unique. They're all the same. So that would be counter to the Borg's overall
but
strategy.
I'm also
so I don't know.
I'm thinking about like how 7 and 9 would be like, oh, the Borg assimilated this species and we learned how to do that.
Correct.
Like, you know, so they're clearly, you know, gaining knowledge. So why wouldn't they gain skills?
Well, because that's a skill they can't pass on to other drones. That would make that one again. That would make that one drone unique. They'd have to learn. Maybe they just dissect Beta Zeds instead of assimilating them, so that they can try to figure out how to use that biological distinctiveness. But I don't know. That's a good question.
We don't know that they would assimilate them. Maybe the telepathic abilities would interfere with the collective, at which point they wouldn't assimilate them. They would destroy them.
Yeah. That's a good
point. They don't assimilate everyone.
No.
Right.
They have I think it was I can't remember.
Well, we know from Picard they couldn't really assimilate Romulans.
Yeah, but they've assimilated Romulans in the past, so
I know.
What I mean is, if the Borg come across a ship full of Packlids, they would scan that thing from stem to stern and wave them goodbye,
shoot them out of the sky and move on,
because they wouldn't improve the collective.
No, they would actually bring it down.
Yes,
unless it's the Packlids from Lower Deck, which were a little menacing and actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
No other emails, no other feedback. Nothing on that end of it.
Me either. Although I did find something kind of fun, and I got something ready for you guys.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
So I posted earlier this week. Somebody had taken the lyrics to Smash Mouth's All Star, translated them into Klingon, and then back into English.
Yeah, that never works.
I know.
It doesn't work with Spanish. It definitely doesn't work with Klingon.
Yeah.
Well, so that was pretty great. It looked like it got a lot of engagement in our group. There was over 26 shares for it. So people really liked it. So, with that in mind, I have already pre-translated several songs, again from English to Klingon back to English.
Oh boy!
I was gonna read some of these and see if you guys can guess the song.
Oh, all right, let's do it.
That sounds like fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So I'll start with the first one. Okay, this is here we go. Travel, give me a letter from me, revenge. You will pay attention to this, cousins. Glass, certain light, of course. Be my ignorance, queen of Denmark. I'll leave better in the distance. Adhered to the strange is considered. My ears were whispers in my neck.
No freaking clue.
No.
That would be "Hit Me Baby One More Time" by Britney Spears.
So what was the verse in English?
I don't know, because it just translates. Yeah. Okay. Let's do another one.
Jeez.
We'll go a little more 80s. Okay.
Oh boy.
None of the paradise cannot be revealed. There is something saying, give you your rest in your hand. You do not know that you are ignorant. If your virtue will cold, if he will die, I will leave you. Everyone sees the store. The governor's heart of his burning governor's secret. You are classified in the world. Your hair begins a bright secret. You are classified in the world. Your hair begins a bright secret. The looks on your face is like... That was Danger Zone by Kenny Loggins.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So in other words, it completely just
trashes it. You have no idea. There makes no sense. It makes no sense what you're reading anyway. So
yeah, it does. It does. It's hard to read too because
I would imagine.
Yeah.
Okay. You should try reading the original Klingon. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the problem is that Klingon is an incomplete language.
Right.
So it has to approximate. You know, this is the closest word to this.
Right.
And then when you translate it back, well, there's a better translation going in the other direction. So
yeah, probably.
Like there is no Klingon word for jolly. We know that.
Yeah.
Worf told us that.
Yep.
All right, I've got one more. This is the last one. Who's moving? We will withdraw with your friends, but bottle wants to situation. What is that red area? The purchase of the walls will be heard. Chant. Buffalo dogs is not. What would she have? Do you speak this? There is no fatal. God's breath upon your apt. What will she have? When I like it, my lord, I see it from me. You shalt have an immediate dishonor with a queen. You didn't die. What would she have?
No idea, man.
That is, what would the fox say?
What would the fox? How the hell?
I think it was pretty clear.
Yeah. Okie dokie.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, I mean, why don't I have the soundboard up, damn it, you know?
Okie dokie. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. So,
all right. We ready to move into our topic?
Huh?
I'm sorry, what were you going to say, Daniel?
I'm sure everybody had fun playing at home listening to that.
Well, I saw that go around quite a bit on Twitter. I didn't know where that came from, but maybe it came from us, but who knows? But that's funny. Okay, so we ready to move into the topic?
Yeah, or do we want to talk about the Sci-Fi tournament real quick?
Oh yeah,
we finished the first round.
Yep, finally. God,
finally. Yeah. I dragged it out. So round 2 begins tomorrow, and we've got quite a few matchups. I don't know if you saw the posting I put with all the first round winners.
No, I haven't.
So we've got some pretty good matchups I'm pretty excited about. I'll just highlight a few. Won't go through them all.
Okay.
But we've got Ready Player One versus RoboCop coming up.
Oh boy.
Yeah. The Iron Giant versus Jurassic Park.
Ooh.
One that I think is going to be kind of tough is Total Recall versus 2001: A Space Odyssey. This is the Arnold Total Recall, not the Colin Farrell. No.
2001.
No. The Martian versus District 9.
Ooh, that's tough. District 9 is a great movie. Martian's good too, but I mean, District 9 is a great movie, especially. Did we just lose Dan?
I don't know.
I heard a bleep sound, but anyway.
No, I'm here.
Okay. So, I mean.
He accidentally took a screenshot of us.
Yeah. There's another one. That's a horrible shot of me.
Yeah.
No, one of the things I love about District 9, not only is it just such an original, total departure of everything you've seen in sci-fi before, it only cost like $12 million to make or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it cost next to nothing.
It was supposed to be the Halo movie.
It was supposed to be what?
The Halo movie.
Yeah.
Like if you look at the dune buggies and everything, they're Halo dune buggies, but just kind of altered a little bit.
Yeah.
The matchup I think is going to be tough, especially for Dan. We've got Empire Strikes Back versus Ghostbusters.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Don't cross the sabers.
No, don't cross the sabers. But yeah, so we'll begin matchups starting tomorrow, and we'll continue on our way with this in memorial of Tuvix, because this is Trekcast, the galaxy's most unpredictable Star Trek podcast, presents the Tuvix Memorial Sci-Fi Movie Tournament. Okay.
All right, now we're on to the topic. 45 minutes into the show.
Talking about Star Trek in this week's topic. Talking about the Star Trek in this week's topic.
All right. So, of course, we got episode 3, People of Earth, season 3, Discovery. Kind of a lot happens in the first couple of minutes of this episode, guys. We get a very detailed. I almost thought they were going to do a show that took place before the last show, kind of thing, and it was going to be a whole show about what she was doing in that lost year. That's almost felt like that at the beginning, but But no, we get a lot of fill-in about the burn and what happened. So it's more than just that the dilithium all exploded. It's that they started running out of dilithium. They started running out of coming from the mines. All their dilithium mines started running dry. Then they all blew up. So, it's still weird. It still doesn't make sense. So they got a little bit more work to do there. And I know that there's a little bit of confusion about the whole dilithium versus slipstream, and how come they haven't progressed on the quantum slipstream and all that kind of stuff yet. And they do actually lay it out pretty clear as what's going on with that. Booker's ship is able to go in a slipstream, but he needs an element called benamite in order to do that. Right. And that's even harder to get a hold of than dilithium. Nobody has any. So they never go into detail about whether or not benamite suffered the same fate as dilithium or what. But I mean, it just
could be a harder element to get.
It's a harder element to get, and maybe it's in a sector of space that's too far away from everybody, since now we don't have whatever. And so maybe there is a sector of space out there somewhere that's got slipstream running and it's fine, but they're not sharing it with everybody else for whatever reason.
Everybody's on unleaded and he's on diesel, basically.
There you go. So a good way to put it. Yeah. So that part of it is a little bit more cleared up as far as what's going on with the burn. They still got a little bit more detail to do. It is revealed that she became a courier with Booker, although we kind of already knew that. They kind of lay it out in detail. Yeah. The one thing about this episode that I don't like is, and it's about the only thing I didn't like, we get a little bit of Burnham's mopiness back.
A little bit.
And I understand that this year of time, she had to let go of things and kind of do things differently, which would basically mean not per Starfleet regulations, obviously. I understand that, but it's the way throughout the entire episode they make her say it instead of just be it. I mean, she has to tell people she's a different person instead of her showing them that she's a different person, right?
Yeah, that is a problem with this show and bad writing is when they show you things and not, or tell you things and not show you things.
Yep. So that was about the only part of this episode that I didn't like. The rest of it I actually really enjoyed. And we do find out something else too in the opening scenes here. In the opening credits, all of a sudden we got these robots, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, those are new. Those are different. Well, those aren't new. Those aren't different. Those were around in last season when they suddenly showed up in hundreds to repair the ship or act as decoys or whatever the hell they were doing against Control. Those are called .7s. And so that's what that graphic is at the beginning of in the credits anyway. That is an up close and personal look at a .7. In fact, we get to see in the show when they see the repairs going on, a close-up look of one of them flying around the outside of the ship. So I don't know why they decided to put those so prominently in the credits. They spent a lot of time to put those in the credits if they weren't really some new thing. They're the same thing that's been there since last season. So I don't know what they're foretelling there by doing that, or why they wanted to add that. Of all the major things that are going to happen in season 3, Earth Defense Force and no Starfleet on Earth and all that kind of stuff that happens in this episode, spoilers, they highlight those .7s that prominently. That's weird. I find that unless there's some episode coming where it's all about them, and even then, I don't understand. Like, is that their
Dan is shaking his head. He's got some words.
Yeah, is that the child? Is that what they're trying to do with the .7s? They want to sell those as merchandising? I don't know.
It was kind of sense.
Do what?
It doesn't make sense at
No.
all. Okay. They introduced these things. They kind of introduced them last season. And a lot of the astute fans said, well, wait a minute. What about the exocomps? The exocomps come about, 100 years later, and they're supposed to be this newfangled thing. And they didn't care about that. Fine, we're going with this. We're going to have them in the background. We're going to have a short trek about one of them. So it's like, okay, fine. We're going to glaze over the whole exocomp thing. And then they have an exocomp character in Lower Deck.
Yeah.
So it's like you glaze over this thing, but then you push it right back into the forefront. You're bringing attention to the fact that your timeline doesn't make sense now. So I don't know what they're doing, and I don't know why.
I would okay, but one of the big things about the isocomps wasn't just that they were the AI in them, but the fact that they had like a replicator built into them so they could create any tool that they needed. So maybe somehow these little .7s, they're not that sophisticated. Like they can do menial tasks in that regard. That's my one thought. My other thought is clearly these producers have got some sort of issues with robots because every series brings robots into them. Like that is their Thanos throughout all these shows that are eventually going to tie them all together, and we'll get our Avengers Star Trek.
Yeah.
With the future version of Control, so whatever.
Yeah.
But, no, I don't. That is one of the nitpicky things that I would say about Star Trek, all the way back to the original. Well, the original series actually had quite a few different robots and a few different takes on robots, right? So. But when we got to the Next Generation, you almost never saw them other than Data, right?
Right.
So
yeah,
it never really did make sense to me that all of a sudden in, what was it, season 6, season 7, we get exocomps. Like, you're telling me that on this giant ship that there's no robots running around scrubbing the floors like in Star Wars, whose obvious tech level is less that of where Trek is at that point.
Right.
They've got to be able to put together some sort of robot that can vacuum the floor. I mean, hell, we have Roombas nowadays. So that was one thing that was always a little missing, right? And so I understand their need now, and especially even JJ's Trek had a few of these things you'd see every once in a while.
Yeah.
But they never really talked about it. I could kind of understand the need to address that a little bit. That, yeah, their tech level is so high. Why wouldn't they have, drones of some kind or robots of some kind doing certain things? I get that. I understand that. But to make them, why are they in the freaking credits? I still don't. Anyway, there is a missing component here somehow.
Yeah. The one thing I will say that I really liked about the show was we got Captain Saru.
Oh man, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We got Captain Saru.
Captain Saru.
He got it by conversation, apparently.
Yeah.
Because that's how you become a captain now.
And you can't say aye because then you're a pirate. It's only one eye.
One eye. Yeah. And Booker did not like the outfit, the uniform. One thing I learned about on the Will Wheaton show. So, other thing, this episode was directed by Riker, so that's cool.
Yep.
Yeah. And one of the little tidbits that they dropped on the Will Wheaton show was the lady that played the general or whatever of the United Earth Guard or whatever.
Yeah, she was in Orange is the New Black. Yep.
Yeah. So apparently this was going to be her last audition. She was done with acting, and she got the role. And she said, she told herself that she's done. After this, she's done. She just wasn't as successful as she thought she would be, and she's going to go find another career path. Well, she had such a great time working with Star Trek and doing the show, and just loved it so much that now she's back in, baby, and going full force. And apparently she wrote a big thank you letter to Jonathan Frakes saying, you reignited my passion for acting. Thank you so much. So that's cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Well, this just goes to show, if you really want to make a great episode of Trek, then you just need to do one thing. Have Frakes direct it.
I think it shows another thing, that even in his elder age, Riker knows how to get to the ladies.
There you go. Yes.
I think he should be the president of Star Trek.
Yeah.
Jonathan Frakes should be the president of Star Trek. Just give
he should be their Kevin Feige.
Or Jeff Favreau or John Favreau, yeah.
Yeah.
Not Alex Kurtzman. Anyway.
You don't like Kurtzman and his magic blood?
No, I don't. So I have nothing personal against Kurtzman. I mean, it would be fascinating to sit down and actually talk to the guy and have him try to explain why he thinks about things in certain ways. I think that'd be a fascinating conversation. It'll never happen, but
I bet we would walk away like, oh, okay, that makes more sense why he's thinking these things. It's still not
still wrong.
Story structure. It's still wrong.
Still wrong, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So, good episode. They get to Earth, which, okay, another little nitpicky thing here. I like the episode a lot, by the way. It's not my favorite out of the three, but because number 2 was really, really good. But they're on a roll here, guys. They're on a roll. I'm enjoying this.
The best season so far.
Yeah, if they don't blow it by letting Michael go back to her mopiness and whatever, if she just keeps being how she was in the last 2 episodes, we're gonna have a good time here. But one little nitpicky thing I have is before they go to Earth, they specifically talk about coming in outside of sensor range, taking a look at it, making sure they know who's there before they go in. Mm-hmm. And what do? They jump in around Saturn so we can get a good shot of Saturn, and then they fly straight to Earth. Just, right. Oh, wait, there's people around. Oh, no, there's a shield. What are these ships? Oh, shit. We didn't look before we just rolled on in, I mean, that was kind of clumsy.
Yeah, I mean, that's not the only thing that was clumsy.
Yeah.
I hate to spend 45 minutes taking a dump on Michael every week.
Yeah.
But she gets back on the ship and they're trying to figure out their course of action, and Saru says, Commander, let's go have a conversation, and she says, no, you're the captain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Motion swords.
You're cutting in and out, buddy.
You're cutting in and out, buddy.
Yeah. Can you hear
me? Are you home Wi-Fi or whatever? Like maybe that'll.
Yeah, let me switch.
Yeah. I will say this that I thought was kind of interesting. For this being the most woke Star Trek show ever, right? The fact that they're like, hey, this whole galaxy is just trash. We're gonna bring our enlightenment to them, which is colonialism in some respects.
Yeah. Recolonize these planets in the name of the Federation.
We will save
it's
these
for
savages.
Your own good. You don't know what's right. We're going to teach you what's right.
Exactly.
Yes,
so for the most woke Star Trek show, that's great.
Yeah, well, that goes right along with along with some people's view of things. So
yeah.
Anyway,
the irony. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Go for it.
Okay. So she takes 2 steps back, motions towards the chair, tells him, you're the captain, you're the decision maker, this is your ship, you carried this crew through time, blah, 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 blah. Then 12 minutes later, she goes off on her own, disobeying orders without telling him, and, in the end, it's, yeah, but it worked out, so it's okay. Do you want to be my first officer? What the crap is that?
Yeah, that part I didn't like because I thought they were going in a direction to where she's not going to be a member of this crew. She's with Booker on his ship, and they're going to be doing these things in tandem. But instead, now she's going to be first officer. So what's going to happen with Booker and his ship? Is it just going to stay squeezed into the freaking shuttle bay? I mean, how the hell do you put that thing in there? Yeah, he's their Neelix, I guess.
He's going to be cooking in the galley.
Oh God. But that sense to me either, though, because they had a perfect opportunity to have dual kind of storylines going on here and done a lot with that, and they just threw it away. But anyway, it doesn't. You're right. That part there doesn't make sense either. Now all of a sudden she's going to be first officer because they set the whole episode. This is one of the great things they did in this episode, and then they just ruined it in the last 3 seconds. Again, bad decision making on the writing side, right? But they set this up as if, okay, we don't know who Michael Burnham is now.
Yeah.
She's acting a little shifty. When she pulls Booker off the bridge while Saru is talking to the helmet guy, Wynn, who turns out to be a great actor. He's all over Stargate Atlantis. If you know who that guy is, he's awesome. So anyway, so that was when the helmet came off. I was like, look who it is. Anyway, so I almost was like, is it going to be Timothy Oliphant? No.
Why would it be?
Exactly. That would be hysterical. But anyway, with both shows premiering one day from one another.
It would have been great. Yeah.
That would have been hysterical. That would have been the biggest troll ever. But anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway, no. She pulls him off the bridge and it's like, what are they doing? Like, why is she's acting very shady. She's acting very shifty. That was good, right? Because now she's going to be running either, again, story in parallel with what Discovery's wanting to do. She's going to be doing something different, right? And because she knows what's going on in this new universe as opposed to what Discovery does. But they try to force us into, well, yeah, she's left, she's lived a year apart from him. She's changed. She's different. And now she's seen the error of her ways and she needs to be more Starfleet, and then she'll come back at the last second and be first officer. That's what they did. They hammered that in split second fashion, as instead of the more interesting thing that they set up the entire episode, which was she is a little different. I mean, they were telling you that, but they were actually showing you that as well. That she's doing some shifty shit. What is she up to? What is she actually going to do? Because it seems like even with Booker's lines and the things that he says, I had to replay that scene where she gives him a vial of dilithium in that chamber area. I had to replay that because at first I almost thought that Booker alluded to they already had a separate plan that they had set up, and they were going to continue doing that, like as in they were going to leave, like they were going to steal this dilithium off of Discovery and leave because Discovery doesn't need it to have the spore drive. Which, oh, by the way, now all of a sudden we're okay with using the spore drive. Stamets is okay with using the spore drive. It's not killing the mycelial network, and it's not killing him and making him delusional. We can just use it whenever we want.
Right. Well,
that was a weird thing, too.
We're unshackled from canon now.
We're unshackled from our own canon from a season. But yeah, I mean, even with all those things said, I still enjoyed the episode.
Another thing occurred to me about, Michael's insubordination.
Yeah.
And 15 minutes later, Saru is offering her the first officer's position. Did you see how pissed off he was getting at Detmer? Who was questioning his orders on the bridge?
Yeah.
So, how can you do that in one breath? And in the next breath, I know you went off half-cocked without checking with me, but I really want you as my first officer. It just didn't make sense. Even within the same episode, it didn't make sense.
Well, I can explain that a little bit. I kind of understood that a little bit because if you remember, I mean, Saru is still dealing with his physical alteration, right? And in his timeline, it's only been 15 minutes or an hour ago, a day ago, since they just fled control, right? And so the number of days that have gone by since he's really kind of changed, now he's got the actual literal headcanon and all those kinds of things, he's still dealing with his anger every once in a while. And they kind of let that come out with Detmer a little bit because she's still acting flaky as all shit, which I guess they've explained as just PTSD. It's nothing more than that, which, fine. I get that. Let her have some actual character development. That'd be wonderful. Instead of it being control stuck in her implant, which would be freaking retarded. But yeah, no, I kind of like that dichotomy there with Saru because he's not the same Saru we saw in season 1. He's not the same Saru we saw halfway through season 2. He's a little different. He's still got that. He can have that anger in him now that he never had before.
This crew goes through a lot of major personality shifts and
they do,
like traumatizing events and all that. Like, they really need a counselor on this ship.
They do.
And they're in the future. Why not just get some sort of like emergency counselor hologram thing? Because they can and they need it.
Well, they really do need it because they can use that in terms of the, showing instead of telling us what these characters feel and think. Because that would
it's almost like if you think out your storylines.
Yeah, exactly. It'd almost be a perfect opportunity just to see Detmer relieve herself from the bridge and go see the counselor, and we don't have to have 5 minutes of her talking to the counselor. We can just see her leaving the bridge in shame. They know she's going to go talk to the counselor. Maybe there's another shot of her walking through the deck and someone go, what's going on?
Yeah.
She's like, I'm going to see the counselor. You don't even have to hire somebody as the counselor. You just have them behind this mythical door that's there. That's like the hallway of shame. If you're going down that hallway, you're going to go see the counselor.
Let's fan cast the counselor in Discovery. Who do you put in there?
Robert Picardo.
No.
No. Get a cotillion. Get a cat. Get a cat person.
That would be cool.
That would be cool.
Let's do James Gordon in his cat's outfit. Where he's the big...
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay, so the actual actor. Who would you make as the counselor? Who would be a good counselor?
All right, what people should tell us too. Put this in the group. Who should be the counselor?
Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks, but he's got to be dressed as David Pumpkins.
That is horrible. I hate David Pumpkins.
Oh.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks. Oh, John
man.
Malkovich.
You know what? Kelsey Grammer, he's listening.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's going to be at STLV next year.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think he participated in the convention circuit.
Well, those Frasier checks are drying up, so
yeah.
Maybe he's going to be in something coming up we don't know about yet.
Yeah.
Maybe he is the counselor.
Star Trek Frasier.
Oh,
Damn it,
God.
Niles.
Oh, I'd want that, honestly. Those two. That show was great. I love that show.
Did you ever see that that bit from it was like
an awards show, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was an awards show like 20-something years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Cast of Frasier
as
a crew of a starship.
Yeah.
Janeway, right?
The hot chick and with Janeway, and then they had the hot chick from Frasier, who was his producer or whatever, that was on the piloting or whatever. Their hair all jacked up. That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Yep. They were mashing things up before it was cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So getting back to the story. So obviously we find out there's a couple big reveals here, right? So the aliens there's a lot of reveals. So yeah. So the aliens that are attacking Earth, the EDF, the Earth Defense Force, are not aliens indeed. They're just humans out there in Titan. I mean, I don't know how they completely forgot about their outposts on, Moon and the Mars and the Jupiters and like everywhere else in their own freaking solar system. They've just left everybody in the solar system to dry.
I like that Earth is basically North Korea now. We're on our own. Leave us alone.
And we literally put up an electronic wall.
Yeah.
So, actually, what they did is they put up the glass ball around it from Spaceballs, and now we're just waiting for the vacuum to show up and suck out all the air.
I thought it was Elon Musk's Starlink that he wants to do.
Yeah, that was it. We should at some point have a discussion of all these ships that showed up in this episode too. If you really pause it and look at it, there are a ton of really odd ship designs.
Oh,
There's still the it's a saucer and a triangle now. It's a circle and a triangle. That's the designs.
Damn it, I just had an idea. You know what Star Trek should be doing?
What?
They should make little ships and do an advent calendar.
Yeah, there you go.
Like if there were little ones that you could, you pop open, like, oh, I got a Defiant today.
Yeah, little micro machine ship.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a good idea. Call those people Loot Crate or whatever. And
let me I want a really big one though. I don't want to advent. I want the whole year. I want 365 ships.
There you go.
Oh, they would be happy to sell it to you
for $365 or more.
Or more.
Yeah, it's only $1 a day. Call now.
Oh, get the gold or rare gold chase variant of the Enterprise, whatever.
You can get a Defiant with the Halloween skin on it.
No, let's go full bore. Let's let other directors redesign ships. So like the Michael Bay Defiant with flames on it.
Oh yeah. The JJ Enterprise with extra lens flares coming off the side.
Yeah.
Was this episode extra lens flary?
It was a little bit, yeah.
A little bit, yeah. Especially anytime we saw Adira, the newest member of the crew. The non-binary member of the crew, which
the Trill.
She turns out to be a Trill. That was another big reveal.
Yeah,
non-binary. That wasn't apparent by watching the show. I mean,
no, it wasn't.
Other than you couldn't tell if she was a boy or a girl. I mean that actor, however, the actress, she's a girl. Blue was her name, BLU. Yeah. The way that they dressed her and the way that they styled her hair, she could have been a boy or a girl, really.
Right.
Other than that, they don't address it in the show. It's just what she is, and they all call her she.
Could make a decent Robin.
Yeah,
it's like Robin
for hair. Yeah.
But
they do address her as she. So I don't know why this big hubbub over the first non-binary character. When guess what? We've had this before.
Yeah.
It's not the first one. We've had it before in the host TNG. Riker.
It's weird that she's a human with a Trill in her. Like
I thought, not really. I thought that at first too, but not really. I mean, it's 1,000 years in the future. The medical ability of being able to do things, they figured it out.
Yeah.
From the standpoint of not killing her, right? But she can't get all of her memories. Whereas before with Riker, it was he had all the memories and it was killing him. So
there's got to be. I know the Trills are joined through surgery.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
However, there has to be a natural way for them to join. Nobody ever woke up one day and said, you know what we should do? We should cut somebody open and put this slug inside of them and see what happens.
Dude, well, that's
okay. There has to have been natural progression of the process where it was later streamlined. Like, this will be easier to do through surgery.
I think about this crap all the time, but with like modern day life. Like, who's the one that looked at a cow and said, whatever comes out of those things, I'm going to drink it?
Well, I'm sure at some point, if you look at Trill lore, someone's probably written it somewhere and it's just not posted. But the symbionts were probably a parasitic species that lived off the Trill and just invaded them in a way that would almost kill the Trill. But there'd be nothing of the Trill left over. It would just be the symbiote. It'd just be a parasitic relationship at some point. And over time, the symbiote were probably hunted by the Trill before the Trill became an advanced species, and then they learned to live with one another. That's probably what happened. But
what I mean is that there has to have been a natural way for them to join, and if there were no Trill hosts available, I mean, the symbiote could have burrowed his way into her abdomen and did it the old.
I mean, maybe it's like face huggers. It just jumps on their face and
slithers down the throat or through the nape, or there's a couple other options.
There's the crossover right there. Aliens and Star Trek. You could start making the symbiotes look a little bit more like the aliens, and next thing you know, that's what they evolved into.
Yeah, there you go.
That's gonna happen. Aliens is that's a Disney property now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the alien queen is now a Disney princess.
Yeah. That, and they are I think in the comics they're kind of shoehorning them into the Marvel universe.
Of course they are.
Which is interesting.
No. I really want though another alien movie that gets more onto the engineer side of things.
That would be interesting. Yeah.
I don't think they'll do it, but
no.
I've lost track of how many Alien and Predator movies there are. I know
19 or something like that. Some stupid number.
About 12 of them then.
Yeah.
We did the vote a while ago.
Yeah.
I had them all.
Right,
listed.
we did. We did. So you know how many there were.
I know. Yeah. All I know is we're supposed to get Ryan Reynolds as the Green Lantern again, allegedly, in this new Zack Snyder Justice League.
No.
That's the rumor.
Really?
Yeah, that he's coming back. We took another screenshot.
Huh.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if they're looking to, well, I don't know. They have a Green Lantern series coming out. Why would they go back to some?
The Green Lantern series is going to be Jon Stewart and Guy Gardner or something like that. So they already got their Hal. Why not?
I guess.
And if they're going to bust open, all the multiverse with Flash, it doesn't matter.
Such a mess. It's such. Yeah. Although I did hear, and I don't know how true this is. The Doctor Strange movie is like Doctor Strange, and I don't remember the title, but it's something about the multiverse.
Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
Multiverse of Madness, and apparently IMDb has Tobey Maguire and
it's Google. If you Google it, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield show up.
Yeah.
Along with Tom Holland.
You think that's legit?
Oh God, no. Because anyone can edit Google.
Okay.
So, and Google just aggravates from if people keep putting it as a story, Google just meshes it together and will be like, oh, I guess this is real.
Yeah, but there's been enough conversation going around about doing that. I don't know. I think there's a little bit of I think I lend a little bit of a credence to that. I mean, it would be a good idea. Let's put it that way. If you're going to have multi-universes, multi-dimensions in Doctor Strange's movie, why wouldn't you have multiple Spider-Mans, right? So
it's the only way that you can follow up Endgame. Because you put them all together, and now if you're like, we're going to put them all together from other franchises.
Yeah.
That's the only way to follow it up.
Yeah.
So
it'll be interesting. That's a good movie. It'll be a good movie to look forward to and see what they do with it.
Yeah.
But we've got a ton of other movies to get to before that. That's for sure. So
I still want my Morbius movie.
Movies. What are movies?
Yeah,
yes.
I know. Tell me about
I've
it.
heard of these things. They had them in the past.
Yes. We used
Back
to have
when the
those.
world was black and white.
Yeah. All right. So
movie theaters will survive.
any other thoughts on People of Earth?
Oh yeah. Star Trek. We talked about
back to that. I did like the scene where they all beam down to the planet and go to the tree, and it was a little dorky, but
yeah,
my
it was okay.
favorite thought about that. Yeah, go ahead, Dan.
I was a little disappointed. Boothby wasn't there.
Yeah.
I want to see like a 6,000-year-old Boothby come walking out, and he's got the pike. He's in the pike chair because he can't even stand anymore.
Yeah. The thing about that was odd though is they're all there at that tree, and it's a park still, and that's it. There is nothing of Starfleet left. It's only been 100 years, but there's nothing of any Starfleet buildings left.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing they can even point to with an emblem other than the Golden Gate Bridge, which was it just me, or did those shots of San Francisco look an awful lot like reused shots from Picard, or do they make it look different?
Oh, they do that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seemed like they were the same.
Yeah.
Or very, very similar. Like just little edits and they were the same.
The
Golden Gate Bridge with solar panels over it was the same. So
yeah. Why pay to redo them when you've already got them in the can? Like
correct.
Yeah. Makes sense. My favorite thing is, so I posted in the group, in the Facebook group, the behind the scenes of that tree. And you see that it's a big blue cone in the middle of grass that they walk up to and pretend it's a tree. Just thinking about like Jonathan Frakes getting like rough cut CGI of this tree going, bigger!
Yeah.
We need more bark.
Bigger.
Yeah. So, because looking at it, that's a very CGI tree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Until they're leaning on it.
Yeah.
And it's just a piece of bark on a piece of plywood.
Yeah.
So a couple of memorable quotes that I caught that I wasn't really, I don't know. I didn't really kind of understand what they were saying there. I don't know what her name is, but the lady who runs Earth Defense Force, when she first comes on the view screen, she kind of looks around in an odd way and she says, "A view screen, how quaint."
Mm-hmm.
That struck me as kind of odd because Booker's ship has a view screen. It just has like this holographic projection coming out of it. So does that mean the reason why she looked around funny was because she couldn't see a holographic projection of the entire ship? I mean, that's not what Booker sees when he's talking to somebody. So what's the difference there? That's an odd juxtaposition that they use. I didn't quite understand that.
The image of Saru that she was seeing was a two-dimensional image. So
not a hologram.
Yeah, so she just view screen.
But why? Anyway, what's so special about that holographic thing as far as from the viewer's perspective? I don't understand. Because Booker doesn't see. You know what I mean? I mean, it's not like Booker is when he's sitting there talking to somebody on that view screen, or when Discovery is talking to somebody on that view screen. It doesn't. It's like what would that add? Their head sticking out a little bit and they're able to move around. Well, the guy on the other end isn't seeing anything different than him just sitting on a ship. He's not seeing anything different on his screen. According to what Booker's screen looks like. So I still don't understand.
My thought is too like. No, go ahead, Dan.
That's all right. I was just going to say that, they're just trying to build on the fact that they're not getting a warm welcome from Earth. Yeah. They show up at Earth and they're expecting, arms wide open, and the first contact with is just being a total dick.
Yeah.
I would think that it's similar to like they've got a walkie-talkie and that's how they're talking compared to using Skype voice only, right?
Yeah.
Both you're only hearing a voice, but one is significantly better technology than the other. So maybe the view screen it cuts in and out. Maybe it's not as good a technology compared to whatever their new system is. And so their new systems still can link up to it, but it's just not as great.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. another one of the little one-liner things back and forth between Booker and Burnham. Booker says, "I've never been to Earth," and Burnham says back, "I've never been to this one." The chemistry between those two in this episode was really good.
Yeah,
really good. They pulled off a good job of acting like two people who'd been together for a really long time. I don't buy there's no romantic thing there because the chemistry was so good at certain aspects, and the way that she kind of looked at him when he was standing there in a uniform too, and put the badge on him.
I mean,
we're
all guys here. We've all had that relationship where it's like, no, she's not my girlfriend, but
yeah,
yeah. We've all had that. Yeah,
very good point. Yep.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Stamets and Adira have some good back and forth.
Yeah, Stamets is pretty funny.
Yeah, Stamets is good.
One, right? I didn't see him at all.
No, no doctor in it.
He did a log entry.
Did he?
How he wants to be the counselor, basically. Like he even goes up to what's her name and is like, "You can talk to me if you want to," and she's like, "Nope."
Oh, all right. I must have missed that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's a very short little scene. We don't get any Tig Notaro in this episode.
No.
No Jet Reno.
Yeah.
No. But
Wilson Cruz does get to do some doctoring, so that's cool.
Mm-hmm. All right. Any other takeaways from the episode, guys? We did talk about the sphere data, for a flat second about Trills. That's how he gets their introduction to Trills, and that's obviously where they're going next episode. Is to take the Admiral, who's was a Trill. That's how they're going to get all their back information of what's been going on with Starfleet. So there's that. But other than that,
how long do you think till we see the Kelpian? Because remember in the early trailers we saw the other Kelpian that looked kind of different, like they've evolved.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, they've become the predator species again at the end of season 2, basically. So 1,000 years forward on that, you would think that Saru would have a little bit of a legend built around him with his people, right?
Right.
So, yeah, that'll be interesting to see. I don't know. It could be at any time. It could be in the next episode, real brief. It could be a major full episode itself at some point. If you look at the titles, I don't see anything that would preclude it being a full episode. There's none of the titles that jump out at me as far as that goes. But overall, it seems like
I'm just gonna stab in the dark. I think we're 3 episodes away from Kelpians.
3?
Yeah, I've got no reason to think that.
No reason at all, but it's episode 6. Without even looking at what the titles of the episodes are.
Just episode 6,
because episode 6 could be the reunification part 3.
And it's Saru and his people reunified.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Although I don't know, they seem to have played up the whole, everything you see written everywhere about it. That title anyway seems to always play up Romulans and Vulcans. But
they're gonna go colonizing across the savage universe now.
Yep, they're recolonizing. They are the Christopher Columbus of the 32nd century.
They thought they went to India. They showed up on Earth, and nobody wants them. Oh God.
I wonder how that relationship with Discovery and whatever they do find of Starfleet and the Earth Defense Force is going to unfold. I mean, really, you have to go back and talk to your own planet. Well, it's not Saru's planet, but essentially you have to go back and talk to them about rejoining the Federation. I mean, it's kind of I don't know, that's weird.
They're just knocking on doors. We'd like to talk to you about our Lord and Savior, the Federation.
Have you accepted Starfleet as your Lord and Savior?
Here it is, right here. We would like to share with you the several ways you can be rejoined with the rest of us in our holy ceremony. It just happened to be sitting on the wall over here.
Perfect. It is Sunday after all. Yeah.
And I'm about to go do the holiest of holies of all the things you would do on a Sunday, and that is spend 4 hours watching sports ball.
Right.
I only say sports ball for you guys because it pisses me off when somebody else says it, but it's football, the American version, not the U with the tilde above it. That's with the feet and the round thing.
Football.
Football. I'm gonna go watch some Parisi Squares.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch my pro wrestling later.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sunday.
Oh, brother.
All
right. I think we're pretty much done here.
I think we did. I think we milked that cow.
Yeah. Moo.
Not only that, but after they figured out that they could drink that, how did they figure out that they could turn it into cheese? They just have some laying around for a while and said, I'm going to eat that.
What about yogurt?
Let's
leave it out for a while. No, it's still fine.
Yeah.
It turned to yogurt. Somebody was like, this is not bad. And somebody said, let's leave it out even longer.
Yeah.
I'm sure at some point those kinds of things like that were tried simply because, a lot of those things, you think about the Scottish and how they came up with haggis, right?
Yeah.
Good Lord. They had nothing else to eat, so they might as well eat that.
What's haggis?
It's a goat's or a sheep's stomach turned inside out and cleaned, stuffed with oatmeal and all the other leftover parts that you didn't eat from the sheep or the goat.
Like boiled with seasonings.
Boiled.
So it's like a big round sausage.
It's a hot pocket is what it is.
A hot pocket of sausage.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Of all the leftover parts, like the eyeballs and the throat and the larynx.
Lips and assholes.
The best parts.
Lips and assholes, the best parts. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
a little bit of Frank's Red Hot on it.
This is a hell of a way to end a show.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell us in the group what you want on your haggis.
Yeah.
I know you already had the title picked out, but I'm pretty sure Lips and Assholes is going to take it.
No, because for SEO purposes, Lips and Assholes will track us into way different things.
Oh man. That's funny. All right, guys. Until we meet again. Yes. Have a good one.
I'll charge the phone for next week. I promise.
That would be great. That'd be great.
Right,
I'll send you a reminder.
Like Evan said, good journey.
Good journey.
Till we meet at Grand on the ground.
All right, bye.
All right, see you guys.
Well, there you have it, another episode in the can. Check us out at Trekcast.com. Also, if you would, please subscribe to us via iTunes. Leave those reviews, subscribe to us, we'll get some numbers, get up the list, get more listeners, do more shows, have more fun. But for now, we're all done. So live long and prosper, and we'll see you next week.